As some of you may know, I'm going to be going back to school, and it may be that I'm going to divert away from radio, film, and television and go into design. I've got a lot of practice in designing logos, a lot of practice in designing t-shirt type designs, and I think if something like broadcasting here wouldn't work out too well because commercial radio is really taking a downward dive. And it's not exactly easy to get into voice acting and voiceover work, even though I've been told I really do have a voice for such things when I really put out my voice there. Um, so really, I'm going to be trying to make the best of the next 6 months while also doing the homeschooling for my son and also working on all the things I need to do towards figuring out things like getting up to Canada to eventually start my life with the new love in my life. And she's something that surprises me. My friend Varmint Coyote recently echoed my exact sentiments almost word for word with his girl. And so I thought that I'd be a little bit more open with things a little bit because this is changing my social dynamic. And it's part of why the format change for this channel has occurred as well. To put it very bluntly, she loves me. She loves my humor. She loves the different voices I can do. She loves when I dress up. She loves when I dress down without grossing you guys out too much there. She's a bit of a gamer. She's met my son. They get along like two peas in a pod. I've met her kids. We get along very, very well. In fact, they seem to be excited to have a dad who actually gives two craps about them, and not like the fathers whom they've known at times that have said things that break my girl's heart. Which reminds me of the times that my son has said things that his mom has done that's broken mine. Not unlike the broken heart that my ex, who I had my son with, left me. We complement each other. I'm self-sufficient on my own, and she's getting that way herself, which I think is always an important factor there. But to say, this person completes me would be almost an understatement. I've been on my own for so long, mostly by choice. Though I have dated here and there, it's not been anything too serious because I really haven't been dealing with people who, most of whom were pretty wonderful, but just it wasn't right for me or for them. And that's okay. It didn't need to be. But I digress. To find somebody who doesn't care all about this, and actually likes it, including the beard, which is part of why I'm getting quite a beard here, although it's going to be going at some point. Really drives me even further with this schooling. To some degree, I didn't realize, I think, how aimless I've been until I met her. And suddenly it's like, I have a goal. A very admirable one at that. She's got two kids who really need a good dad. I'm not the best in the world, but I'm far from the worst considering a lot of the dads out there, and I'm looking at you, Facebook dad, shooting up a laptop. What kind of ridiculousness was that? And I love that he's Father of the Year, or considered Father of the Year material, and somebody like me is considered mud, even though I work twice as hard as that twat. Moving on. I believe that I can be my entertainer self around her, so I could do my entertainment channel like I've wanted to do. I'll have the freedom, I'll have the ability, I'll have the space. I kind of have the space here, but I just don't have the time. Which is too bad because I did get some video capture equipment, at least for doing VHS and DVD stuff. I can't really do anything like uh, the new consoles at this point in time, but I'll get one of those at some point. So never fear for those of you who care about those things. Because that's where my video game opinion stuff is going to go to, because I can't stop caring about video games. But here is for the social ramifications of games and gaming and where gaming's going. There will be for the goofy, entertaining stuff. But if I'm going to do a Let's Play, it's because it's something I believe that I can do something different with, because everybody's got a Let's Play. And most people suck. And it's not just my opinion. But also, I can continue the fight, but I can do it cleanly. I can fight cleanly. I can do things on a new level that I haven't done before, and in a way, having the constraints I do of around 10 minutes worth of video is more freeing than it is restrictive. As you've seen when I did multi-part videos, and I seem to go along with that quite well. So I might reintroduce maybe the end of my vaccine talk, and that's a big might, because there's so much material to go through with that. As for the video games industry stuff, it's in me, but it's probably going to be for the entertainment channel. It's not going to be for here. It's too much material to cover in 10-minute blocks, and it's going to drive me nuts. But yeah, I've never been more sure of somebody in my life. I've never been more happy. I've never felt so much love and loved in return. And we click on so many levels. We don't click on everything, but that would be too weird, I think, if we agreed on absolutely everything. It'd be like making out with a female version of myself, and that just doesn't quite excite me. But, you know. So it's a good thing. So much has shifted, and that's not bad. I think the quality of some things has actually come up in a way. And I really do believe that this is just another part of my social evolution as a person and as life is going. And so to fight against it would be to fight against my own interests and most of your interests out there. And that would do none of us any good. So I'm still here standing up for what's right. I'm still here trying to bring you the best of what I can. Only now it's more condensed, like a lot of you had complained about on my last channel. You know who you are. And you weren't wrong, but sometimes things need to be said within the time frame that they were said in. Here, I'm really having to be careful about how I go about things and keep my eye on my counter here, because I really am trying for you guys out there. This has been a rebranding. This has been a lot of things. But this is about continuing the work that I've started and not letting that work go to waste. I've also got a lot of art to get finished as well, so there's a lot of competition for my time. But I think that I'm managing rather well, all things considered. So next week, my son starts school up again, and my videos will be more sporadic than that, because this now takes a long time to get set up. There's a lot of work involved in it. It's not just turn on camera, start talking at the camera. It's get my equipment ready, make sure everything else is pressed and ready, make sure I'm all set up, hair is done, makeup someday in my life, and just try to give you the best information out of everything that's stuck into my brain, even if it's got to be a multi-parter. So hopefully you guys are liking the newer style with things so far. I'm hoping to get my futon sometime, and then I'm going to be able to mount this camera on a tripod, and I'm going to be able to bring my lights inward and have a better presentation where I can look more at you. Anyways, things are a-changing for the better, and I'm very happy with the direction in which things are going, even if some things had to be sacrificed. Law of equivalent exchange is happening here. In order for me to gain something, I had to give up something in return. And I'd gladly do it again and again if it means being with somebody like my love. Anyways, YouTube, I hope you guys are also having a great time and a better year, end of the year than you did at probably the start of this year.